if you start playing small things and keep settling for something less from what you can actually deserve. And everyone in their life, they come across at least one instance which changes the very core, the very DNA of your own self. It transforms your soul completely. And that one instance, it came when I was in the final year of my college. I had got 3 placements, and the HOD of my placement department, he made an announcement stating that all of those students who have already had their 3 placements will not be allowed to sit in another one, even if it is a core company. Just then, core company, since I am from the electronics background, it came to our college, and the company's name was Cyprus, so it was huge. He didn't allow any one of the other students to sit, except for one. He was his favorite student, as you can say, since he was training under his wife. So when I got to know that this favor is being done to him, he cleared that Cyprus exam, but I raised my voice against it. I said, why this favor? I went to the principal's room and I told him that, no, this is not done. My principal asked me whether you would like that student to step down. I said no. It was not his mistake that he got this opportunity. It was the mistake of the HOD who favored one over the other. My principal somehow got impressed by this, and for the first time I heard these words coming from his mouth that you are a brilliant child and you have stood up for something which no one else has. Why don't you give UPSC exam? And believe you me, that was the first time I had actually heard of an exam called UPSC. Before that, I used to think that civil services exam is something so fancy that it is the only exam whose results are announced on TV. That is all. So that was the first step, the first, destiny that I can say, which changed the entire course of life. I resigned from the 3 placements I already had, and I just moved towards this exam. Was it tough? Yes, it was very tough. Having failed 4 times in a row is not easy. It is not at all easy. I thought of giving it up at some point, and when so many things are going on in your mind, you tend to assure that there is something that you have to fall back on. So under the pressure, I decided to give another exam which is conducted by UPSC called the CAPF. I cleared the written exam, but then it had a physical test as well, 100 meters and 800 meters race. 3 weeks before the exam, while I was practicing the running, I slipped and got a hairline fracture. I was given the first lot. It was like a 10-day, 7-day sort of thing where the physical test was conducted. A team used to come of invigilators used to come from outside, and I was put up in the first lot. So with the plaster on, I went to the PT test. And I requested my invigilators to just let me come on the last day. So that, meanwhile, I was thinking that even though it is like 2 weeks, but let me have that plaster removed and I'll see if I can run. That is exactly I did. I requested, they obliged, I came back. And I went to the doctor, I got my plaster removed. And then, since there were so many cramps on my leg, since there were so many cramps on my leg, I took a rolling pin, you know, what we call baler, and I started beating that leg up so that I can get rid of those cramps till the final day comes. Nevertheless, I could stand up. I went on the last day to for the PT test. And surprisingly, when I ran, I cleared the 100 meters race. There was this ustad who showed me that there is a tick put in front of my name that I have cleared the 100 meters race. There was a break in between, so since my parents were already worried that I might injure my leg more, so I came to the stands. I called my parents and I told them that I have cleared the 100 meter race. When I went back for the 800 meter race, the invigilator, they come up to me and they tell me that you have been disqualified. I was shocked. I was like, why? I just saw that paper and there was a tick on it. They get the paper again, they give it to me, they show it to me, and instead of that tick, they had put some small lines below it and the tick was made into a cross. I was heartbroken. I asked them why. They said, you had come on the first day and we had marked you present there and then. So for us, even if you had not turned up today, it would not have mattered. And then, I was furious. But they then mocked me. They told me that if you're so desperate for a uniform job, why don't you go and try for IPS? And then they laughed at me. I came home and I cried my eyes out. But in the process, I learned that they have added that one thing which was missing from my earlier attempts, and that was passion to strive for my dream. So I was consistent in my approach. I was disciplined in the preparation that I was doing for civil services, but I think that was lacking. That passion was lacking. So what I'm trying to say here is that there will be setbacks. There will be emotional breakdowns. But because you are having them, I think it shows that how much you are invested in your goal. And that is the first step to success. So if you actually have to fall, why not fall forward rather than falling back? It all makes sense now. Today, when I think back and I think that incident, first of all, I thank that invigilator who actually let me out, because had I got selected there, I would not have been standing here, for sure. So,